night. The title this time is Woodstock. So you know the title. So this is all about Woodstock. Everybody remember Woodstock history? Let's see how well you know Woodstock history. That's what we're going to find out, Pilgrim. See what's all about Woodstock history. Do we all know the correct Woodstock history? Waiting to everybody to show up. Why isn't it coming? Oh, come on. Why is it? I'll have to redo this again. Oh, what the heck? Why is it not going to where it's supposed to be going for some reason? There we go. All right. Make sure everything's here. Wait until everybody comes. All right. Waiting for everybody to show up. I guess Jason doesn't want to play Hollywood Squares tonight. All right. Just waiting nearby. Get here. Everybody had fun. Jason asked me if I'm going to have another game night. I said, sure, once I get done repairing my truck. They were doing alignment and some type of hiccup happened during the alignment. So I'll have to wait tomorrow. And let me have a loaner cart. Nice fireplace. Hey, see-through, how you doing? We're going to do two games again. First one, we're doing Woodstock. Questions about history on Woodstock. What do we do know? What we didn't know. So just waiting to everybody come in. I put it out on my Facebook to come on in and stuff. I'm glad to see you. Spent all day at the car dealership waiting for my car to get fixed, and somehow during alignment, and there was a hiccup somewhere along the line. Something happened during alignment, so they gave me a loan car to get home, be able to play games. So yeah, we'll do Woodstock, and we'll come up with another title. I'm doing just fine. Got my little fireplace going, kind of warm up the place, and watching the finance guy doing the paperwork he needed to do for the cars he sold on Saturday during the week. Well, because of Amazon, there you go. Amazon is ruining the internet service, messed up the whole entire system. And he couldn't get his paper done, like file and stuff. So, yeah, I lost my online stuff and couldn't do anything, and especially on TV and stuff. So it's like, what the heck? So, well, no, next time who to blame is if the crisis happened again on the internet system. We know to blame. It was Amazon who did it because of their servers. So, just waiting to everybody get here. Not sure. Let me see. Find Mustang. Where are you? Where'd you go? Ah. Just told Mustang I'm live on New York City. Live from New York City. So, yeah, we'll do up here. We'll do Woodstock. See, there's some questions in here we might not know of and stuff. Siri versus Google. What is the Siri versus Google? I got a trending video from Siri versus Google. Oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe it's kind of Amazon. Let's see what it says here. Siri versus Google Assistant versus Alex. Huh. Who's the best? Is it Siri? Is it Google Assistant or Alexa? We don't know. We'll have to find out. Who's better than anything else? Back down to 1. Well, where is everyone? Well, I guess it'd just be me and you, see through. I don't get nobody here, just me and you. I sent it out on YouTube, on Facebook. And YouTube sent it out my part of the end. So if they don't come, that's their fault. It's just me and you. My Alexis knows nothing. Oh, okay. She's supposed to know something, don't they? My brothers got that new Siri talkback thing. I'm like, you drive me up the wall, man. I really don't want to hear that. Ask questions and just drive me up the wall. That talking back with Siri and Alexa by me. All right, so we'll go ahead and start and see if they'll show up see through. All right. First question, see-through. How many acts were performed at Woodstock? So, how many acts were performed at Woodstock? See-through. Dust collector. So, how many acts were there at Woodstock? Take a guess, see-through. 30? Okay, we'll find out. Somebody else is coming. We'll find out. Grand total is 32, just off by two acts. Cool. See through. All right, on the next one, organizers. How many people organized Woodstock? So how many people you guess organized Woodstock? So you're just off by two. See through. So how many people organized Woodstock? Take a guess. Three? Okay. Let's find out. We got two. I don't know who. All right. It is four. Four young men who did this on for Woodstock. Four young men did this. All right. Close. Last minute changes. Where was Woodstock supposed to take place at? So where was Woodstock originally supposed to take place at? So does anybody know where was Woodstock supposed to take place at? So what was the original spot? Damn, LOL. So what place it was originally supposed to take place at? So what was the first place? If it wasn't Woodstock, where was the other place? The very first place was to take place. Woodstock, New York. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Woodstock. All right. Answer is, what is Wallkill, New York? So that's where the first place originally supposed to have been. Wallkill, New York. I didn't know that one. Might have to read up some history on Woodstock, find that, and see what was the reason. The festival. How many people went to Woodstock? So how many people you think went to Woodstock? See through. Then they moved to a dairy farm. Yeah. Ain't that kind of strange? They want to go to Wallkill, New York. There's something wrong with that one. Wonder what was the third choice if they couldn't do Woodstock, New York. So how many people went to Woodstock? 500,000. Okay, we'll find out and see if it's 500,000. All right, here we go. 500,000 people. Correct. Where do you go? See through. Where do you go? Okay, after Woodstock, how many people had died during Woodstock? How many people had died after Woodstock? So, how many people died after Woodstock was done? Ooh, yeah. So, how many people? Take a guess. How many people died in Woodstock? What's your guess? lot of drugs, but guessing five. Okay. Let's see what happens. See how many people did die in Woodstock. Reveal. What is two people, one from heroin over drug overdose, and the other was ran over by a tractor. At least one person was born at Woodstock as well. So we have someone died over overdose. One person got ran over by a tractor, and there was a newborn give birth at Woodstock. Huh, that's interesting. Two died, one got run over by a tractor. How can you not miss a freaking tractor and stuff? Was it the person who was on overdose on heroin who ran over this person with a tractor? I don't know. Very good question. All right. General quick information. What activity did people participate in due to the weather conditions? So, what activity did people participate in due to the weather condition? So, what did they do when the weather condition? I know it was raining. I've seen videos showing it was raining and stuff. So, I think it was rain. What do you think? See through? Rain due to the weather condition? They danced in the rain. I know they were dancing. Of course, we know they're doing drugs and stuff. I know I saw one video. Some people were dancing in the rain. Let's see. Oh, mudsliding. Right, that's a good one. After it rains, you go mudsliding. That's perfect. That's a good answer. It still rained. We got the rain answer see through, but they went mudsliding in the rain. Well, I know we knew it was raining. They went mudsliding. Hopefully, there was a steep hill or something to be able to do mudsliding. All right, let's see what the next question is. Organizers, what was the music festival supposed to help pay for? So, what was the music festival supposed to help pay for? So, what was it? It's supposed to pay for. Ah, makes sense. Yes, it does. It rained. A big Indian dance came along. So, what was the purpose of this Woodstock festival? Guessing the tractor went mudsliding. Yeah, that's it. It was they couldn't stop it because of the mudslide. Hey, Mustang, how you doing? Yep. And they were on drugs. Two, who was driving the tractor, ran over the person by mudsliding. That's how it happened. So, record studio. Okay. Hey Mustang, what's your answer? Everything's about Woodstock, Mustang. And stuff. Interesting history so far we've been finding on this. Luckily did Woodstock. All right, let's find out. The answer is, what is a studio? That was helping to record the studio. Yes. You like that, Mustang? I'm live from New York City. All right. Let's now what happened? Okay, on to the next question. Last minute changes. Why was Woodstock moved? Why was Woodstock moved? What's the answer? How come they moved Woodstock? I've been trying to get Jason, but he's not waking up. He's still sleeping. So why was Woodstock moved? Answers? Denied permission. Do you agree on that, Mustang? They were denied permission, but they went on it anyhow? All right, we'll find out here. Let's see here. What's the answer? What is the people of Wallkill didn't want hippies and rock music in their town? See, we knew why they didn't do it in the first place. The reason is because the people in Wallkill, New York, didn't want the hippies and rock music in their town. So there's the answer to that one question. This was the original first spot. They were going to have it, but they moved it to Woodstock, so they had mudsliding in the rain. Go back to mudsliding. All right. Festival. In what state did Woodstock occur? Well, that's easy. New York City. It was a New York City state. But they didn't have SNL. That's what they missed. Have an SNL crew out there on Woodstock. Yep, New York City. We all know we're going to get New York City. What is Bethel, New York? So that's where Woodstock was. Bethel, New York. That's where it was. Bethel, New York. After Woodstock, how big was the organizer's debt? How much money did it put Woodstock in debt? What do you think, See-Through? How much debt did occur at this festival in Woodstock or Bethel, New York? So how much debt they occur? Mustang and See-Through? $1 million. Okay, well, let's find out. It cost over 1 million. They should have said 0.1 point something million. Let's find out. Let me look it up on the internet here. What was the actual total cost? It cost, holy cow. Okay, the organizers of Woodstock in 1969 faced a debt approximately 1.3 million after event, which equal about $9 million today. This financial burden was due to unexpected costs and high demand for the festival, and ultimately led to a significant loss of organizers. So there you go. It was 1.3. It's going to have a 1.3 something point something after this. Man, 1.3. Man, that's really good. Okay. General, what were the 1960s sometimes referred to as what? What were the 1960s sometimes referred as what? The hippies. They were called the hippies back then. So they were all called the hippies. Do you agree? See-through Mustang? Call them the hippies era? Swing? Okay. Mustang? Anything? All right, let's find out. And the answer is, what is the decade of discontent? What is the decade of discontent? Where did they get this stuff? The decade of discontent? Really? Somebody must have goofed on that one. All right, let's go on to the next one here. Organizers. How many people did they estimate would attend Woodstock? So, how much did they think they would have had that day at Woodstock? We know it's 500,000. So, never heard of that in my life. LOL. Me either. So, if they had 500,000 that day, what they were expecting 1 million people to show up at Woodstock? I would say 1 million. To me, it would be the hippie years in the 60s through to 69. That would be the kind of hippie year. I would say 1 million. Do you agree? You think it would have been 1 million guests to show up at Woodstock? 50,000? 5,000? Okay. I was kicked off the net. I was going to say I love the generations. It's Amazon kicked you out, Mustang. It's Amazon who's kicking you out. They're running the world. All right. What is 50,000 people? Well, that's a good guess. See through, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's Amazon servers. It's their fault. Last minute changes. Why was Woodstock free? So how come Woodstock was free to get in and no one got paid? That was the one problem they had, because no one was paying into Woodstock. They all just came in. They didn't have the right people to take the money. Probably really would have got robbed anyhow. So why was Woodstock free? Because they didn't collect the money. It was a guest too. Cool. That's cool. They broke the fences to get in. I guess I can understand that with all those people. We'll find out here. Let's see here. What is more people can than were expected? So the fences and ticket booths were removed to make extra room. Not all the fences were complete either. Well, that was their mistake. Move the fences in the ticket booth. That was their mistake. And then he had a gap in the fence somewhere. Didn't stop that area. The festival. How long did people have to wait for water? How long did people have to wait for water? I say 8 hours. I say 8 hours. How many hours do you think see through? Days. No idea? Okay, let's find out. Where's Jason? He's usually on the ball here giving the answers. I have to call him. Well, it's about 30 minutes on an average. So 30 minutes average to wait for water because they didn't have golf carts to carry the water on. That was the problem. They didn't have golf carts to carry the water on. All right. After Woodstock, how many lawsuits were filed against Woodstock Ventures? So how many lawsuits were filed against Woodstock? Hey, Jinx, how you doing? Yeah, Jason's fired. I won't wait longer for a coffee at home. How many lawsuits? I would say over 100 lawsuits against Woodstock. I would say over 100. I'm thinking because some of the musicians didn't got paid for playing. Let's find out. All right, it was close. How many did you say? 100 with me. Hey, Jinx. So we came close. See through 70 to 80. We came close to 100. So 70 to 80, I think, because some of the musicians. Let me see what was the reason here. Let me go there and see and read it. Okay, lawsuit credentials at Woodstock. Okay, so the ongoing lawsuit filed against Woodstock Ventures, especially involving trademark infringement claims. The case was filed on February 28th, 2018, and has been active since then. With the filings and court proceeding occurring regularly, the lawsuit involves Woodstock and Woodstock Roots LC, with claims that Roots product infringe on Woodstock's trademark. Well, there you go. You just don't know in the world it's been going on. All right. General information. What is the name of one band that performed at Woodstock? Any names that come to mind? Damn, y'all closer to with 100. Yeah. I thought it was almost close to 100. So, what is the name of one band that performed at Woodstock? So, what bands you think of was there? Come up with one band name that you know it was there at the time. Yeah, Jason's usually on it. Yep, the Who's. I know the Who's were there. Grateful Dead. Mm-hmm. Was what was it? The second Woodstock to me was 69. Well, that was the first. 1969 was the first one, and the reunion was later on in the late 80s. Jimi Hendrix. All right, let's find out. See what kind of list are they giving us. All right, Jimi Hendrix, the band, the Who's, Joan, and etc. So there were tons. So Jimi Hendrix, the band, the Who's. We all got the Who's and Jimi Hendrix, Joan, and then whatever else they didn't list, but they could. But way to go. Did pretty good. How long was Woodstock originally supposed to be? So, how long was Woodstock originally supposed to be? Yeah, Credence was there. Yep. So, how long or how many days, how many hours that Woodstock originally supposed to be? Um, 2 hours. I say 2 hours. Cool. I would say they're supposed to only be there for 2 hours. Jinx says 2 days, one night. Mustang says white. Okay, C3 says 3. Okay, let's see. Who's closest? What is 2 days? Who had 2 days? Jinx had it. Jinx had it. Where do you go, Jinx? All right. Think of the next trivia once we get done with this one. Think of what trivia you want me to look up next on Jeopardy. Come up with a new next puzzle after this one. Last minute. How soon before Woodstock was the location change? So how soon before Woodstock was changed from Wallkill, New York? My club singer does 2 hours. I watch the Woodstock documentary. Cool. So from Wallkill, New York, how soon before Woodstock was the location changed? So how Elvis trivia? Oh, Elvis trivia. Okay, we can do that. So how soon before? 1 month. Okay, you said 1 month. Jinx. 3 or 4 days. Mustang. 1 week. Okay, let's find out. What is less than 2 months? Who is the closest? See through. See through got it. Cool. Okay. Fall Festival. How were the performers transported to the stage? So what did they use to take the performers to the stage? Transport them to the stage. I say a hayride wagon. I think it was a hayride wagon that got to the stage because it was all muddy. So they would have been sliding to the stage because of the rain. So yes, I would say yes. Oh, I can do that. I can do this. Ah, there we go. I didn't know I could do that. It was mud because they were mudsliding all over the place. So they had to use hay wagon. I would say hay wagon. Helicopter, tractor. Oh, somebody got ran over by a tractor, Jinx. So that can't be right because the guy slip and slide on the tractor and he was on drugs. Guy killed himself over overdose, and then one person died on the muddy slopes from rain. Well, the tractor was a trailer. Okay, let's find out. It's probably that crazy driver. By helicopter. Well, thank God those don't get stuck in the mud. All right, by helicopter. Who said helicopter? Who was it said helicopter? See-through did. See-through. Cool. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. No, Grandpa got ran over by a tractor. John Deere tractor. Yeah, Grandpa got ran over by John Deere tractor in the mudslide. That's what he got ran over. Grandpa got ran over by a tractor by John Deere. In what year was the movie Woodstock released? So, what year was Woodstock, the movie, released? Anybody? Jason, where are you? You asked me to do a game night. We're doing game night. Where are you, Jason? Ah, you finally woke up after I tried to call you? Mm-hmm. You missed all the questions, Jason, on Woodstock. Shame on you. 1969? I would say 1989. Woodstock movie. The movie Woodstock. I say 1989. Okay. $21.99. All right, here we go. Answer 1970. When they released the movie Woodstock. What is 1970? Good. A year later. Okay. German friend. How big was Max Jager's? How big was Max Farm? How big was Max Farm? What? 75? How big was Max Farm or Woodstock? Yeah, I remember George Jones. 2010. All right. About 600 acres of land on Max Farm. So, what is 600 acres on Max Farm? Okay. Next one, organizers. What were the first names of two of the organizers? So, who are the two people's names who organized Woodstock? Anybody? Anybody? All right. It is John, Joel, Artie, and Mike. Those were the organizers. John, Joel, Artie, and Mike. Oh, no, come on. Okay. Last minute changes. What was one conquest of Woodstock being a free event? So, what was the consequences of Woodstock being a free event? We already know because no one paid. What's Artie? Simon Gunparkle. Yeah, they could have done it. So, yeah, because the consequences of Woodstock being free, because no one paid, because they moved the booth out of the way. They removed the toll booth out of the way. All right, let's find out. It was what is many more people came than what expected. There were lots of traffic jams and a highway was closed, etc. Due to too many people. That's what happened. All right, Fall Festival. On whose land did Woodstock take place? So who's the farmer's name that Woodstock took place? Anybody? We just had this not too long ago. Yep. We'll be able to do your Elvis Presley questions next. See through. So we're going to do Elvis Presley's questions. See through ask. For me to do that, I'll go ahead and do that once this board is done. We'll move on to Elvis Presley's questions. See what we didn't know. and stuff. New York freeway was closed, man. On whose land took place? So who's the farmer? We just had it. It was Max. It was Max's farmland. It's hard to say his last name. I have no idea. But it was Max's farmland. Okay. Let's find out. Jason, you should know that one. Yep, see, we had that. It was Max Gallagher's farm. I think so. That's how you say it. All right, let's me get to Elvis Presley question channel here. Elvis Presley. What? Okay, here you go. Alrighty then, we'll get this here started. So we got Elvis Presley history. So let me get this up here. Wrong again, Jason. Elvis Presley is not Donald Trump. Okay, Elvis' last wife. See what it says. She was born on May 24th. I guess a year. When was his last wife was born? When was Elvis Presley's last wife was born? She was born on May 24th. So what year? What's it? Yeah, not with that hair, right? See through. Sounds crazy. Jason, he's not Elvis Presley. Everybody needs to get off of these people who think it's Elvis. It's been going on for years. It's done and over with. Elvis Presley has left the building. So, yes, Elvis Presley has left the building. Everybody needs to get off of it. These people think it's Elvis Presley. 1952. Okay. Let's find out. It was 1945. Didn't say. But 1945 has to be Priscilla. Elvis's movies. This movie started with the song Jailhouse Rock. So this movie started with the song Jailhouse Rock. What is the name of the movie? So what is the name of the movie? I don't know. Somebody. This is what we come into. See through. These people put these questions in. They don't put it in the right way. For some reason, I have no idea. Okay, yes, it should be Jailhouse Rock. That's what it should be. Let's find out. Did that person got the wrong answer and put the answer wrong? Okay, what's King Crow? Damn it. Okay, hold on. We'll find out here. See, make sure it's track. Yep, of course. The person who put the answer is wrong. It is Jailhouse Rock. That was the song. Jailhouse Rock. These people who write these things, they don't know what the hell they put it in. Wrong movie, people. Whoever did this one, not correct. It's Jailhouse Rocks. That's the real movie of when he sings Jailhouse Rock. Whoever did this one is not putting the right answers, didn't look up what it is. Elvis Presley's history. In 1948, he graduated. So, Elvis Presley history. In 1948, he graduated. Let's make sure this is correct. Elvis. I was about to say. Graduating from high school. Yep. Yeah, the person who did that, he didn't know what the heck they were doing. In 1940, he graduated from what? We're getting high school from Jinx. No, it's primary school for it was that year. So he's got rebuilt once Hymns High School. Well, I had brought it up. Elvis Presley graduated from Hymns High School in 1953 after attending school in Memphis, Tennessee, starting in 1940. His high school years were marked by his passion of music, and eventually led to his iconic career as the king of rock and roll. So that's what it is. And it says the students went through their graduation ceremony at Memphis Alice Auditorium, but Elvis slipped quietly into the auditorium to be there to congratulate the entire class for the generation. So 1956, he slipped in to celebrate the class of 1956. Well, that's pretty cool. So, yeah. Cool. All right, on to the next question. Elvis fascination facts. Elvis bought Graceland. Yes, Elvis Presley did buy Graceland from a doctor who used to own Graceland. So that is true. Elvis Presley did buy Graceland from a doctor because it didn't have that wall when he shows them taking pictures of his ground. He didn't have that wall because it wasn't there. It was open until Memphis start growing in large quantity of people showing up. Or definitely wrong. Yep, it's true. See through. True. Whoever put this, I have no idea. All right, the answer is what is 1957? Everybody knows 1957. Where's these people getting these answers at? Elvis' girlfriends. Nellie Woods had a good life. Elvis' girlfriends. Nellie Wood had a good life. Okay. I don't know where this one's going at all. So, what's your answer? Nellie Woods had a good life. Well, let's see here. Let me get to Nellie Woods and Elvis Presley. Okay. Elvis and Natalie Woods. It was Lona Woods, sister of screen legend Natalie Woods, wrote in her book, Natalie's Memoirs by her sister, of a grief relationship in 1956. Elvis and Natalie then become Natalie absurd romance with Elvis Presley. They met and Elvis flew Natalie to his family in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, there you go. And that's the story. Well, you just have to re-watch it, Jinx. You have to rewatch it. I'm lost. What do you mean you lost? Jason? All right. What is 1930? No, what the hell is this? Not 1938. Who's this person putting these answers in here? Freaking totally wrong. 1956. Where's these people getting these answers at? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not 1938. It was 1956. Oh, when they met. Who in the world putting these answers in? I don't know. Okay. In 1979, Priscilla became co-executor exclusive of Presley's estate after the death of Elvis Presley's father. Something tells me it's going to be a wrong answer on this one, too. I don't get it. Take a guess on this one. In 1979, Priscilla became co-exclusive of Elvis Presley's estate after the death of Elvis' father. I don't know where they're getting this at. They're all probably wrong. Yes, Mustang. Vern, yeah. Vern. Why can't nobody get the answers right? No idea. We'll find out. Here we go. The answer is, who is Vernon Presley? They even misspelled Presley. Okay. You missed the E, people. But you got it up here correct, but you missed the E down here. What the heck? All right. Elvis movies. This was released on November 15th, 1956. So what movie was released November 15th, 1956? I have no idea on this one. I agree. Jinx, I agree. So this movie was supposed to be, this movie was released in November 15th, 1956. So I guess name the movie. Caesar says, Love Me Tender. Lord have mercy. I know, Jinx, ain't it? Have no idea. I think you're correct. Love Me Tender. Yeah, Jason, I agree. All right, let's see the answer. What is Love Me Tender? They finally got something. Don't know. Love me tender, love me long. Elvis's history. He had a song at number 1. So what song did Elvis Presley had at number 1? So what number 1 song did Elvis Presley have? I'll look it up. It might be wrong. I'm going to look it up. All right, what you guys say? Hound Dog. I'm not a fan of the movies. Yes, sing it, right? Heartbreak Hotel. All right, let's see if it's correct. If not, I know the answer. What the hell? What is 6 months? Okay, who wrote this? Knew it's going to be off. All right. Elvis Presley had several songs that reached number one on the charts, but his first number one hit was the country song I Forgot to Remember to Forget, which topped the Billboard country chart in 1955. Following that, he achieved significant success with Heartbreak Hotel, which became his first number one on the Billboard Hot 100s in 1956. Then later, Don't Be Cruel, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. Those songs contribute to his legendary status, king of rock and roll. See, who wrote this damn crap? No freaking idea. 6 months. Somebody needs to unbury Elvis Presley. Elvis had a controversy manager. Oh, yes. The Colonel. And the Colonel had a one hellacious lie through his entire life with Elvis Presley. So, yes. It's the Colonel. I like that, Jinx. Yes, it was the Colonel. We need Casey Kasem up here. Yes, we need Elvis Presley, too, at the same time. Elvis going to go love me tender here soon to the person who can't get the answers correct. So, I guess that's how long it stayed at number one. Yep. So, we know it was Colonel Tom Parker. So, everybody knows about that one. Colonel. Let's see what this person put. Probably Elvis, right? Or whoever. Well, he got that one right. Oh my gosh. At least he got this one right. I'm expecting Colonel Kentucky Fried Chicken. I thought he would be put Colonel Kentucky Fried Chicken on here. Don't know. All right, next one. Elvis's girlfriend was born on November 13th, 1956. What the freak? Okay, let's see. 1956, let's find out. You guess, I'll look up the answers to make sure this dude didn't fucked up. Let's see. All right. What did you guys say? Broken clock is right. Twice a day. Colonel Sanders? Yeah, see, I always thought it'd be Colonel Sanders. Colonel Tom Sanders instead of Colonel Tom Parker. Ginger. Yeah, you're right on that one. The real answer is Ginger Alden. That's his daughter Mustang. They're talking girlfriend. His girlfriends. This category is all about his girlfriends. Yep, because he had a gambling problem. Colonel Parker had a gambling problem. Okay, let's find out what's the answer. Hey, he's got this one right. I was going to say Ginger Alden birth date was November 13th, 1915. She would turn 67 this year as a November baby. Ginger zodiac sign is Scorpio. Scorpio is known as a passionate, assertive people with lots of determination. Lacey got this one right. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with these people? All right, what we're missing. Elvis' last wife. There were the phone calls. Elvis had asked me to visit him in Los Angeles. Elvis' last wife. There were the phone calls. Elvis had asked me to visit him in Los Angeles. What phone call was that? I wonder. Is it wrong? Yeah. She won Miss Tennessee. Yep. These are all girlfriends. All right. Let's find out here. Answer is, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, 1962. Let's find out. Make sure it's 1972. Or if it's totally different. Yep, wrong again. There were the phone calls. Elvis had asked me to visit him. Here's the answer. Wrong year. There were the phone calls. Elvis had asked me to visit him in Los Angeles. This was 1962 by Priscilla Presley. Again, here's a wrong answer. Not 1970, 1962 by Priscilla Presley. So that's what it was. Another wrong answer. Hey, Gibbo, how you doing? What's going on? Yep. Not what is 1962? 1972. That is completely wrong. It's 1962 by Priscilla Presley, who went out there. All right. What else? It's going to say the world is a triangle. The director was Robert D. Webb. Elvis Presley movie. So what? Who's the director Robert D. Webb directed by? The director was Robert D. Webb. It doesn't say what freaking movie. I'll have to look that one up, I guess. All right, let's find out what this is. The director was Robert D. Webb. I have no idea. Movies. Oh, no, God. Those movies by. All right. Let's find out. Love Me Tender, Super Buddy. All right, here we go. Let's get see what kind of answer to get this one. What is Loving You? What? Okay, Webb was assistant director on Sins of a Man, 1936, director by Otto Bauer, then did 5 films in a row with King Romney in 1936, Lloyd of London's 1936, Seventh Heaven, 1937, so on. So Elvis, the director, was assistant director on Sins of the Man, and Otto Bauer then did 5 films. So that's what it was. Where is these people getting the answers from? They're all freaking getting all wrong. Oh my God, what the hell? Well, I'm looking at the answers here. See through. list of movies that um, he did. Let me find, because that's what it says here. All right, let me see here. Let's try this again. Okay, 1956, Love Me Tender, but that wasn't in the thing I read, so they skipped that movie. Somebody did that one wrong on the web search thing. This is co-pilot search. It says Love Me Tender was a 1956 American musical western from director Robert D. Webb and released in the 20th century on November 15th, 1956. So the one I looked at did not mention her or Love Me Tender. So they didn't show me that Love Me Tender. Uh, huh? What? Where? Watch out! You'll get a troll farm sticker. Who? So it says love you, not love me tender. So that's wrong. So the answer to that one is love you. Well, it's wrong. It's love me tender, like um, see through said. But the page I said they skipped that for some reason. See through they skipped that movie for some reason. All right, Elvis history. He had a twin brother. Yes, he did. He did have it. His name was Aaron. His name was Aaron. Yes, Elvis Presley had a twin brother. Yes, that is correct. So his name was Aaron. If he put something wrong, Jesse Garen Presley. I thought it was Aaron. All right, let's find out. Well, you've got two R's. You have two R's. They got one arm, and he's buried somewhere. I think on the ground, wasn't it? Well, you got that one right. Elvis Faxation of Facts. Elvis served in the army. Yes, he did, because of the colonel. That's when he was in the European tank service. He was a tank in the tank command. So he drove tanks. So yes, he was a tank infantry in the army. All because Colonel Parker screwed it up. He AWOL'd from his military and came to the United States. He would got in trouble if he came back. He had no place but build his own circus. All right, the answer is what is 1957? You said 58. Don't know. These people. Elvis' girlfriends. She was born in 1933. What the? Let's see here. Elvis' girlfriend. Born Was it 1933? 1933. Anita Wood Brower. She was a singer and a TV performer who dated Elvis Presley. Anita Wood Brower, before his marriage, she died June 29th, 2023. Deborah Paget. Well, this says Anita Wood Brower, who dated Elvis Presley when she was born in 1935, not 1933. What? See, that one's wrong. Judy Sparkles? No, she. Where's these people getting questioned? These things all wrong. Okay, let me look at the list of Elvis Presley dating history. Okay, Elvis Presley couldn't help falling in love with seeing the king of rock and roll dating history. Elvis Presley was quite a ladies' man during his short 42 years, although he married and settled down with Priscilla until their divorce in 1973. So despite the population among women, friends later call Can't Help Falling in Love reveal he wasn't actually a womanizer. In fact, Michael St. John insisted that iconic performer wasn't a one-night stand kind of a guy. He told Closer January 2020 he's always seemed to be searching for a true love that just seemed to elude him. So I was such smooth Joan. He sworn a woman he wasn't even romantically linked to, Cassandra Peterson, best known for her character was Elvira Mistress. Next one, while Alice romance with big Hollywood stars earned a lot of attention, Priscilla was the only starlet walked down the aisle with him and became parents with Lisa Marie. Where's the list of names? Then got Anne Margaret, Bye Bye Birdie, and then Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley called it quits in 1964, and she went on to marry late husband Roger Smith in 1967. And then you got Alnana Nash, Connie Stevenson. Then you got Sybil Shepherd, now a Hollywood star, of course. Natalie Wood. And then you got Linda Thompson. And then you have Peggy Lipton, Anita Wood, Rita Morero. So it's a long list. So, All right, Elvis' Last Wife. Comedy film starring Leslie Nielsen as a comedic unbelonging police lieutenant, Frank Dwarden of Police Squad. What? Was Elvis Presley in Police Squad? I don't remember her being. Forget Linda Thompson. I don't forget when I said Linda Thompson here and said, yeah, Linda Thompson. Oh, where'd you go? Peggy Lipton. Man, why is there not? There's Ginger Alden. They forgot Linda Thompson. What is wrong with these people with getting the answers correct? I don't know. People are not getting the answers correct. So when was Elvis Presley in Police Squad? Well, he had said Priscilla was on there. Let me find Elvis relationship on this. Other people. All right, so the son would call her by her pet names and communicate baby talk. according to Elaine Dunny, it was annoying for her to leave her child for a moment. So the main woman in his life was actress Anne Helms. And then you got Barbara Hearn, Alana Nash, Dottie Harmony, Pat Sheen or Pat Moyer, Yvonne Lamb, then Playboy, Joan Wilkinson, Julie Parrish, Peggy Lipton, Christina Crawford, Cassandra Peterson, Sybil Shepherd, Cheryl Hellridge, Cheesy was the nickname Cheryl was earned while the Mickey Mouse. So there's Anne Margaret, Laura Williams, and he's got Doris Hart. So there you go, see through. Okay, let's find out the answer. And the answer is, what is Naked Gun in a Half? The Smell of Fear. That's Priscilla, who was in Naked Gun. Well, these people, I swear. She won't show. She knows she would be make to look like a mindful. So it was Priscilla Presley. I have no idea. All right. The producer was Pandro South Berman. Elvis's movie. What movies did he produce? She won't show. She knows she would be made a fool, like a lying fool. So what did Pandro Berman made? Did you see my message about Police Squad Buddy? No, did not. What is this? How about you sleep well and prepare for the open debunking of all your lies? That's a good one, Jinx. Jailhouse Rock? Okay. I hopefully it says Jailhouse Rock on this answer. All right. Yes, he got it correct. Jailhouse Rock. Man, oh man. All right. Elvis's history. He got a guitar on his birthday. I guess that's supposed to be a true or false. He got a guitar on his birthday. True or false, I guess. Oh, I was talking to Rebecca, Randy. I hit her. Oh, she's on here? Where's your comment? Where's her comment? Or was her comment? Sleep well for Steve Wacko episode. Oh. Sleep good for Steve Wacko episode. Uh-huh. Somehow she's getting through. So that means Jason, does that mean she called the producer? We'll find out. What is 11? So he was 11 when he got his guitar? Okay. Elvis appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. Is this a date? A year? So is that trying to tell me that she called the producer, Jason, that Sleep Well with Steve be going to see Wilco show? Is that what she's trying to say? Yeah, she said sleep well for the Steve Wilco show. Okay, we'll find out. All right, the answer is what is 1956? Did anybody get that correct? She did. Yep. We'll find out. Yes, Jeeks. Yep. All right, on to the next question. Elvis's girlfriends. She was born April 28th, 1941. So, which girlfriend was born April 28th, 1941? Anybody? So, what girlfriend? Good news, buddy. Yeah. What girlfriend was born in 1940? There was nobody born in 1940. They probably got the freaking wrong answer again. All right, let's find out the answer. Anne Margaret. Okay. We know he dated Anne Margaret. I don't know what year she was born, but we know he dated Anne Margaret. Elvis's movies. The producer of Hal B. Wallace. Producer Wallace. He produced some good movies for Elvis. It was a Western movie that he did. So it's a Western movie. (1956). So this has to be a Western. Producer Wallace produced a lot of Western. I know Elvis Presley had a Western movie from his movie days. I don't know how. Was it 2 or 3 of those? The rest is the others. We'll find out. All right, it's GI Blues. I remember GI Blues, watching it. All right, Elvis's history. Rock and roll was born. Yes, rock and roll. Elvis Presley did the rock and roll. I just knew Clint Eastwood Western. Yeah, well, he Charo. He did Charo. Elvis Presley was Charo in a Western movie. So Charo was the Western movie he did, and then a couple others. But Charo was the one to get in doing Westerns and stuff. So yeah. All right, let's find out. What is 1954? Yep. All right. Elvis fascination facts. Elvis brought Franklin Roosevelt president a yacht. True or false? Did Elvis Presley buy Franklin Roosevelt president a yacht? True or false? I think that would be true or false question. Okay, let's find out. What is 1964? What is 1964? And it be true. All right. Next one. Last one. Elvis girlfriends. A close girlfriend of Elvis from early 1953 until October 19 1955. A close girlfriend of Elvis from early 1953 until October 1955. Who is it? Gifted to the Children's Hospital. Anybody else? All right, let's get this done and over with. What is Dixie Lock Emmons? So, what is Dixie Lock Emmons? Well, hey, thanks for all coming, and I'll see you next time. I'll take you guys a little later. Bye now.